Hey, welcome my stars. Oof. I'm like seriously late this week. I don't need to elaborate. Sorry. Yeah. Whoops. Huh. Hope everyone's having a good day regardless. And well, well, you know, I normally would have given some updates on the Discord, but yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to elaborate. Sorry. But 98% of the time, I will let you know when something like this is going to happen. Yeah, sorry. Um yeah, well, we got Phoenix Wright and then a couple Lego sets. Um shouldn't take too long to get through the last of this trial and then just relax with some Lego. However much we need to continue streaming, like through my normal, yeah, how much we get, however much we get through in the time I have left. And then of course Spirit Fair on Wednesday, and then next Sunday more Silk Song. Ah, all right. Hmm. Come on. There we go. I did turn the mic back on quickly, correct? Yes, good. Alright. Bridge the turn. Yeah. This is our one. Truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me. Oh, so recap. Iris and Dahlia are twins. Yeah, they're fucking twins apparently. Um, Dahlia's dead, executed a month ago, and possessed a body to kill our victim, and is getting away with it because her twin sister was in the vicinity, and so it's both muddying the water because it's like, I thought she was over there, but I swear she was also over here at the same time. No, that was her twin sister. So and spirit possessions and all. So right now Maya is being fingered for the killer, because of course she is again, and what else? Yeah. Oh, Iris and Dahlia are Pearl's half sisters, full sisters of some kind. So that means they're Maya's cousin, which means I guess they don't have the capability of spirit powers, possibly in their genetic line. Iris doesn't though, and we don't know about Dahlia. Hey Morg. God, I got fully in. I got the game started up and everything before you showed up. Hydrating. Hey Benny. Yeah, I'm just finishing up the recap. This has been another case of Fae family drama, brought to you once more by Morgan, the Pearl's mother. And Mia's gonna have some part of this. She's here. She's got something to say. But let's get into cross-examining Maya. Once Iris is done talking. You're working so hard to defend me, but I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk. She's right. Oh, yeah. So Iris was locked in the cavern where we thought Maya was. But she was locked in there by Dahlia because Dahlia didn't want two of her to be around, because, again, twin sister, so that Dahlia could take the place of Iris and testify as if she was Iris, and so she could lean the investigation towards the outcome she wants, which is Maya being arrested and tried for murder. But she thought that Maya was dead anyway, and like she couldn't find traces of Maya, and didn't think to wonder whose body she was possessing. So yeah, Dolly has been possessing Maya this entire time. Yeah, for this entire case, you know. Yeah, when I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the sacred cavern. Yeah. I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on. Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you. Why did you help your sister out as much as you did? Huh? If you had tried to get help at the Sacred Cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there. My sister. I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by a mother and never got any love from her father either. Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it? Yeah, at least she was raised by a rich man and his new family. You were dropped off at a temple to be raised by a monk. You know, I do get you're guilty. You feel guilty because your sister had a shitty life. I think you also had a shitty life though, girl, so don't think that you're the one responsible for this, you know? It's your father's fault and your mother's fault. Though your mother probably a little bit less so in this exact instance. She still would have dropped you out, you know. She clearly didn't care about you in the murder investigation plot. In the murder, not investigation, in the murder, just the murder plans, you know? Yeah. Same for you too, wasn't it? Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. Fair. Okay, you know what? You're right. You did have Sister Bikini. Caring guardian, lots of money. Well, that's an age-old debate right there. If only Adalia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong. She never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her that I would help her. Talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago. Yes, I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But, as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister, Valerie, ended up... Dahlia killed her stepsister. Again, you do not need to take the blame for that. Dahlia has killed... at least 3 people? 4 people? Well, do we count Godot? Because technically she killed him, even if he has been resurrected somehow? Legally he's dead, as far as I'm aware. It's just that wounded Mia so badly. But things didn't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder. Some people? You must mean... Yes, 2 defense attorneys. Mia Fey and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, who was getting too close to learning the truth. Dolly even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. You. Hey, so she does know now. Okay. Good to know she actually is in the loop. Because, you know, she didn't indicate that she recognized us. That's right. Iris, there's one more thing that I have to ask you. Yes, what is it? On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise Denim, you know, aka Misty Faye, Maya and Mia's mother, was it really you? Yes, it was me. That night after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. There's a problem. Come to the Inner Temple right away. I got on the snowmobile and headed for the Inner Temple, but... Bang. Aha. The path to the Inner Temple was cut off, right? Exactly. Can't just leave the body here. So you've got to do this exactly as I say. Got it? Just, you know, swing the body around. Where it conveniently and expertly came off of the line right on the other side of the cliff. Perfectly as planned. It was me. I was the one that received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mystic Elise always held. The staff was the murder weapon! I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff. Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on the snowmobile. But why? Why did you alter the body? I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with the Shishishido. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground. Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. I see. Yes. Excellent. Defendant? Yes. The judge is calling you. He wants you to see you in his... Once again. Get a better editor. He wants you to see you in his... chambers. He wants to see you in his chambers. Not he wants... It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just fine. The translator... He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne. Alright. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you. Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell me? So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix? Mia? How's Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean... She's learned who Elise Denim really was? Yes. I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure that out. I want you to figure that your answer out by yourself. The trial is about to restart. Mia's the one who stabbed their mother using Maya's body. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who killed her, but still. I think that just maybe I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the Inner Temple. And the criminal wasn't just there by accident, which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing. The victim was moved to the Hazakura Temple side by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the Inner Temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day. That's as much help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win, or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Now, I guess there is a possibility that Mia was in Penny's body at the time, but... we'll see. Finally, it's about time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see, anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me and all by myself. Gives me a little bit more light. I don't need it during the daytime, but, you know, it helps a little bit. February 10th, 3:36 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 7. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the tests we had performed earlier. Tests? Yes, tests on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. Oh yeah, that. I totally forgot about it. Yeah. Hey, Evelyn! That's the weapon that Maya Faye used when she fought with the victim. So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or... Due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood. Whose blood was it then? That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? I have a serious logistics question. If a spirit is being channeled by a spirit medium, meaning that their body, you know, they take on the physical appearance of the person they're channeling. If you stab that person, is it the host's or the spirit's blood that comes out? And, further question, if it is the spirit's, original genetic blood, does it stay that way when the host stops channeling? Big question right there. Not gonna be answered, I know. But, like... I have questions. I want them answered, and I know they will not be. Dagger updated in the court record. I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly. Oh, thanks, Godot. Agreed. Very well. Please bring in the last witness. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Technically, what is your profession, Maya? I mean, spirit medium for you is kind of more of a hobby, if we're being honest. You spend your time assisting me? So are you a file clerk? Are you a legal aid? Or are you a groupie? What, you know? Maya Faye. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager. Assistant manager. Finally, an official title for her. Yeah, I was riffing. I was so sure she was gonna say something like, you know, spirit medium or something. Information. Finally. I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Crane channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Fae clan, I don't want any more to do with it. Oh, no. Oh, Maya. The pain the Fae bloodline causes must be unbearable. So, I just have to ask, like... Okay, so Mia clearly knows what happened, but she doesn't want to just tell us, and she doesn't want to just come out and straight up and say it. But she of course is going to tell Maya, who is about to testify in front of a court. So whatever Mia told her is like gonna come out through Maya. So it's just offloading the unnecessary level of trauma of had to confess what happened and talk about it in public from her to her younger sister. I have problems. Mia, why can't you just say what happened? Why can't you just be like, Your Honor, I fucking did it, instead of telling Maya you did it, and having Maya then have to go through the trauma of saying that her sister killed her mother. Yeah, because, like, okay, well, technically, her sister killed Dahlia, but her sister was in her body and Dahlia was in her mom's body. So, thus meaning sister killed her mom. Yeah, yeah. This family's fucked up. They need therapy. Every single one of them needs therapy for different reasons. Well, there's a shared reason. Generational trauma. And then there's whatever Maya's got going on. Let's be honest. She has been traumatized every single game for entirely different reasons. Every single game. Twice last game. Yeah, she was traumatized twice last game. Damn. Okay, but like, if we're being honest, one of them is going to end up being implicated for the murder of their therapist, and it's not gonna be them, because that's how this goes. Maya is gonna be charged with murder for her therapist, and it's gonna come out that like, Maya had nothing to do with it. That, like, it's gonna come out that either the therapist's death had literally nothing to do with Maya, and it just happened to be Maya's therapist, or it's gonna be some additional, like, 3 layers deep, family political drama plot that, like, Morgan, once again, is trying to secure, leadership of the family, and we're gonna find out the therapist is actually, like, Sister Bikini's sister or something, yeah. Yeah, and somehow Larry Butts will be there somehow. He will be involved, yeah. Somehow. Sister Sarong. Oh no, that's a good one, yeah. Very well. Now then, Miss Faye, when the event occurred, you were in the garden of the Inner Temple, and you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Denim's murder. Is this correct? I am. Objection. Straighten up this instant, young lady. You know what? Honestly, you're right. I think Sister Bikini would have. So I think if she didn't see her spiritual calling as potentially, like, overlapping enough, like, Sister Bikini, like, if you took being a temple maiden off the table, Sister Bikini would be a therapist, actually. You know what? I support that. I don't know if she would have a therapist license, because I think that she gets some sort of, like, religious exemption kind of deal. Like, she doesn't actually need a license, but she gets the same kind of perks and such, Yeah, she's not invited to, like, big deal therapist conventions, but she, you know, she's got people that come to her for advice, and she doesn't need an actual license to give it out, you know. I do see her, yeah, her holding a completely unrelated bartender license. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Huh. Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. Like blood? No. Warm. So you're struck on the head. The gravy. Was she gravied? I don't know. No. I suppose it must have been the staff. Maya, the person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think harder. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Can't say it was an especially good night for you, for young ladies to be walking around alone. Seems though it would be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. Oof. How many statements do you think we're gonna get out of Maya? The customary 3? Will we get a 4th? I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Okay, someone struck me over the head. Give me a second. Do I have anything that's... Warm struck her over the head. Oh boy! Don't get bots that much anymore. Or these days, I don't know. Let's see. And... ban. Who did it? What? Oh, well. I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind. You didn't see the person. But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was? Oh, let me think for a sec. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. Maya's really having a hard time, which I do. Press her harder. Come on, Maya. This isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person? Well, let me think. It was, oh yeah, that's right. The hood. It was the hood on backwards, right? That's right, it was dark, that's it. It was dark. It's not good to have too much light around when someone is undergoing spiritual training. Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect as well. So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime. Which is why she didn't see her attacker? Thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by Elise Denim, Dahlia Hawthorne. Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. Let's see, what do we have? What do we have? No, it wasn't a hood. I don't know what I was thinking with the hood, huh? Let's see. Was she hit by the staff? Really? wait, we looped. Need so much struck me with head, passing through there. Let's press on the something warm splashed over. You don't mean, was it? I didn't know it at the time, but I think it was probably blood. Okay, so it was probably blood. Is she saying that that's when Mr. Nim, who was channeling Dahlia, was stabbed in the back by the killer? At that moment, I was paralyzed with fear. I was just sitting there in the snow. I'm sure blood got on everything around me. That's when... Okay. Let's see. Temple... Crime photo. Nope, sorry. Dusky bridge photo? Yeah, I thought that would just be the bridge. Do I not have a photo of the actual crime scene? Damn. Okay. Well, I guess we're just gonna go for it and present. Actually, wait. You know what? Let's... Oh, no. Not a contradiction. I was trying to... Do you think it was... whatever. I don't know. Okay, well... We're not doing great with this one. There's just so little... She doesn't know anything. What happened afterwards? My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape, I think. You think? After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There were only two things rolling around my mind at the time. Well now, this is beginning to get interesting. So what were the two things rolling around in your mind? My name is Maya Fey, 1 + 1 = 2. Really? Okay. You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was. Well, I mean, you know. It's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable given the circumstances. So, what did you do then? I think I screamed. Whatever, let's just press on everything. Who else was on the inner temple side that night? Well, Sister Bikini, of course. Not then. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well. On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. Yeah, she wasn't. So then, did Iris actually come later like she did? Like she said? Well, let me think. She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired. No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training. Press this one. You think you screamed, but you're not sure? Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits. Believe me, my dear. I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. Do you... Okay. I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that was my last hope. Wow. Sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Yeah, my last hope, okay. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? What do you mean by your last hope? No. That's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me. Yeah. But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Yeah, which means you did other stuff, right? Like, last hope. first thing you did, then it's not your last hope, right? You know? Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you call it when that happens? Mine's not doing so well up there. Oh, yeah, oh, that's right. I remember now, I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. Well, what did you just say? Ah, so Mia was in Pearl's body, okay. Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to for help. Well, what is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. Ah, Pearl's better not get arrested for this. Like, Mia can't be arrested. She's dead. Well, witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker was another person? I am meant to keep that part a secret. What have I done? Takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say. A ton of pressure. You're in a court of law here. Can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony. The man behind my attacker. A man? A man? Also, first of all, we already know it wasn't lit. That one. So there was a man standing behind your attacker? Yeah. That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Lisa and him. Otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. The killer? You know who killed your mother? Don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony. Huh? What do you mean? What problem? Maya, on the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of... I mean, yeah, hello, yellow. Gentle, but good luck. Hi, nice to see new chatter. Hope you stick around. Yeah. Crack that egg, okay? Crack that egg. But again, you know, be gentle. Godot killed. Fuck. Revenge, though. Alright. Night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No. Order in the court. Mr. Godot, explain this. What's that? Is that cup 17? I didn't remember to write down the count from last week, and this is the first time we've really stopped, but you know, mid-trial. I think that's cup number 17, or it's cup number 18, but he'd be commenting on it, so, well. Add the pureness of milk, perfect clear darkness of coffee stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. Cup of cafe au lait. Cafe au lait? Is that even legal? Mr. Trite's words with the milk and with a spoon, Your Honor. Maybe it's 16. I don't know. I'm a spoon. I'm no spoony bard, I'll have you know. The judge... Judge is a gamer, confirmed. You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What did you say? There truly was no light in the garden. Then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. Nick, may I? Call the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. And she quite clearly described him as a man, unless she's lying about that. So, two options here. 'Twas a man, that we have no evidence of being on that. What if Godot has been dead this entire time, and being channeled by a spirit medium to prosecute cases? Oh. What the fuck is going on with this series? And she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person. Or, you know, lying. Despite being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker. No. Fair. What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch black conditions?
Objection!
Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene.
Objection!
There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. Oh, hey Mari. How you doing? Yeah, it's the cup of crude oil is colored very odd when he does the slam, but it's actually a cup of coffee, and it looks much more obviously like a cup of coffee when he throws it in Phoenix's face. But yeah, no, it absolutely looks like a cup of crude oil. New conspiracy theory: he's actually been downing both coffee and oil, because he's a cyborg. No clue if that's where we're going with this. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark, and now you're trying to cover for him. Phyrexian glistening oil. Could be the Phyrexian goo. Could be. Cover for the man that killed her mother? There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. So if it's really a man, it's Godot, right? Right? I mean, Godot's the only one at all anywhere near relevant to this case. We have no evidence of him being there, no prior indication of him being involved in this case particularly, but he's the only one with a history with the other characters of the case. You know who this man is. Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you. Huh. Talk a good game, Trite, but let's see if you can walk the walk. It's pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff. No, Nick, don't. Please, stop. She's gotta be lying. It had to have been Mia. Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother, but I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Alright, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. Oh, jeez. Who is the person that... Okay. Is she lying about it being a man, meaning it's Mia, or is it Godot? 'Cause Gumshoe wasn't him. Larry wasn't him. Miles wasn't him. And those are our three options if it's a man. So, like, quite literally, I can't even present Phoenix's profile. I can't even go like, Your Honor, I'm the one who killed her. So yeah, no, it's Godot, right?
Take that!
Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I think it was... So, that is my conspiracy theory right now. Is that Godot... So we know that Godot and Diego Armando look exactly the same, act the same, talk the same mannerism. So we are either dealing with another twins situation. Diego and Godot are secret twins again, maybe. Or we know Diego died. So Godot could be being channeled by a spirit medium this entire time. Maybe. So it was Pearl if Pearl was channeling Godot. You know? Honestly, with this series, it could go either way. To be fair, the secret third option is Godot was just happened to be there in person and then spent a day hiding out in the woods and no one found him. And that's why he also wasn't available for the first day of the trial. It honestly, that one tracks also, but it's got some more what aspect to it. Like, Godot was there? Why? How? The case tracks following that he might have been stuck there and hiding in the woods or something, but like, what the fuck do you mean Godot was there? Alright. Because it was pitch black, Miss Fey was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes? What? But how do you show us something like that? It's easy. Oh! That's also how we're gonna... Okay. All along was Godot doing the waiting. You're right. It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. So it was dark, and she could tell it was because Godot's visor glows. Fair. Conditions. Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in the courtroom be turned off. Bailiff, pull the lever. What? This is... But it can't be. Huh. That was a nice bit of deduction. So at this point, we replace him as prosecutor, right? At this point, we replace him as prosecutor. We don't allow him to prosecute the rest of this case, right? That was a nice bit of deduction, right? Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Yeah, I wish, you know. Legally speaking, I think this makes the entire case a mistrial, but, you know, we just have to keep cycling through prosecutors. Honestly, you're right. This case Jesus. Yeah, I mean, this case was prosecuted by Francisca for the first day, and now Godot, and we need to get Miles back in here. We need it so that Miles defended this case on the first day and then prosecuted it for the last hour. That would be insane. Somehow they get Winston Payne. All right, yeah, somewhat. I mean, Winston Payne's the only one that's just hanging around the courthouse with nothing to do. Let's be honest. Prosecutor, what is the meaning of this? Cup number 2 for the day. I don't remember how many from last week. Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? Yeah, he does. He definitely is the person. See, he waits around the courtroom, not necessarily to be like tag team in for trials, but he's constantly there for in case they do need a prosecutor, because he is always looking for that work. And he is, and you know when they need him and he's able to just do slot in, you know there's no expectations for that case. You know he can do his best and be told, you did your best. You didn't have any prep time, but you did as well as when you would have had prep time. And then the judge doesn't analyze that at all. Yeah. Well, what do you mean by that? If you got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Yeah, he does zero legal groundwork. He'll fight. Winston Payne, I'll fight you. Because he's a prosecutor, not a defense attorney. He just got that on billboards. Winston Payne, I'll fight you. Anyway. Well, Maya, how about it? Yeah. What you saw that night, was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. You're wrong. I never saw that. Maya, I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason. What? Okay, so Godot was this a red herring? Or is she lying now? Yeah, opposite of every legal ad. Stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? 3. What's worth asking? Ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Alright. Well, then let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but... It's not Godot, then... Okay. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. She's lying, right? Just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Fair. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Girl. Maya, we know you're not that sexist. You like, girl. Torches were lit and be yeah, fair. So after the crime took place, the witness came to think the killer was Mia. She's lying. It was Mia, and she's trying to cover for Mia. Okay, so we're back on the Mia track. All right. Godot is in fact dead, and is and a spirit that is currently being channeled by some unknown third-party spirit medium, and was the killer that day because Pearl channeled him. Theory we're throwing out the window. No, we don't need to talk about that ever again. It was an interesting theory, but we're officially retiring that one. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Godot is piling his own dead body. Fair. Interesting option. No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Sexism. In my courtroom? More likely than you think. Yeah. That's right. Proceed with your cross-examination. You're right. The Von Karmas are involved in these things in ways that we cannot always predict. Amendment. The future case where Maya's therapist is killed, we're gonna find out that the therapist was like Von Karma's brother or something, you know? Like it's gonna be Von Karma's brother, and it's gonna somehow become like a serious like a seriously weird case that's just gonna go places, you know? When I came to, I was just lying there on the training... Oh, we already read this. Torches were lit. Okay, let's press on. Wrong one. Von Karma's Canadian brother. That's the bit that is honestly the bit this entire series needs to just double down on. That, like, every time they introduced an already existing character's brother, the brother is, for some reason, Canadian. Okay, Dick Gumshoe being, like, half on Karma, half Fae would be so insane. There's nothing to base this on. But sure, yeah. Torches were lit. Yes, that's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed. I'm gonna say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them, since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? It's true, it's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. You're right. You're right. That getting Gumshoe out of police work has been we've been teasing and toying with that this entire series. You are so right. The possible future of spirit medium Gumshoe. What will be her first name? We've toyed with this before, right? What did we decide what would be our first name? I think it would be something still related to detectives, but maybe spirit mediuming? No, not Darcy. I think Nancy Gumshoe? Like Nancy Drew? It would be something, it would be some sort of, like, detective reference, you know? Or a spirit medium reference, but I'm gonna lean towards the detective reference, you know? So Darcy's close. I like where that's coming. We like Nancy Gumshoe, you know? Yeah. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the Inner Temple in Maya. Agatha Gumshoe is, that's the one. Yeah. Agatha Gumshoe. Perfect. The only person that was at the Inner Temple Maya. Very well. Let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene. Yeah. Remember, everyone, to hydrate or die straight. Alright, where were we? So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. Snow was removed in an unnaturally looking rectangle shape around the lantern. Fair. There were a lot of shovels around the Inner Temple, but they were all really heavy, way too heavy for me to use. An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away? Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of the victim's blood sprayed onto the snow? Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered. In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. The killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it. There was no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood. Looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue, but I think this will help explain them. Yeah, we know sexism, torture, we already talked about that. Let's press on these two. So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right? Yes, I think it happened when the victim was stabbed. So then the person that carried you into the Inner Temple could only have been the killer? That's what I think too. So the killer carried Maya into the Inner Temple. By the time I got back, okay. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. You did? Yes, I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake. What? Hiding it from you? Everyone knew that I was the only one at the Inner Temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden, she may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened? Yes, I'm sure of it. Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony. Oh, cool. Well, yeah. I think it was for my sake the killer cleaned up the evidence and what had happened. Well, okay. But then your name was written on the... Alright. No, okay, so we're back on the Godot thing. So we're back on Godot. God damn it. The body of Elise Denim was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow that we suspected was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd. Oh. And what would that be? You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's the message written in blood on the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. Now, we're back on Godot because we already confirmed that because of his visor, it gives everything he sees with a red tint, so he didn't see the writing on the pillar, and that's also why he scooped up so much of the snow, because he wasn't entirely sure what was bloody and what was just red, because that's all he sees. Ah. The killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern? Ah! You're right. So it was Godot? Okay, so we're back on the conspiracy theory of Godot track, okay? Order, but Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow. Then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing?
Objection!
But if that's the case, do you have any explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern? I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must have been a reason for it. Yeah. Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the I wrote it. Killer didn't notice it. Prosecutor Godot, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. Also, did you get another cup of coffee? Did I forget to count that one out? Damn. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that. You're right. There is no way any normal person would. Being being a little insensitive with the way you're saying this, eh, Phoenix? Just cause Godot is an undead lich who needs a technological device to see doesn't mean he's not normal. Yeah, rude. There's only one person involved in this case. Who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether? And who would that be? Who is the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing? Okay, we're just gonna keep pointing fingers at Godot until something sticks, right? Mr. Godot, this is what you said yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Can't see everything. Is that correct, Mr. Godot? This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think about the moment it was first presented. This lantern. There's something written on it. What? It's written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern. It's as clean as a whistle. And that was a while ago. Mr. Godot, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before. During the poisoning case at Tribulations. Shit! We foreshadowed that all the way back then. I don't remember him talking. I don't remember. We didn't really, like... We didn't focus on this at the time. We just kind of, I guess he must have commented on it in the way he talked about it, but we didn't. Damn. You're right. This apron. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time, and someone spilled coffee on it. And yeah, he didn't talk about the blood, and we just kind of moved on from that, you know? Something still bothering Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Bloodstain? What blood stain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. It's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. Yeah, I don't know. We just kind of moved on. Like, yeah, it was talked about for a moment. We just kind of moved on, though. See the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. And yeah, it wasn't blood. It was ketchup. That's also why we moved on, cause I guess we just assumed that Godot was like, what are you talking about? That's not blood. No, it's because he couldn't fucking see it. Huh. It's strange. Also 4. And black and white photos, letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? Yep. So then, Mr. Godot, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern? 5 or so I did miss one earlier. It's 5 then. Okay. Well, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea. You don't drink red tea because you can't see it in a white cup? I love coffee, and I can't see red, which is why I don't drink red tea. Like, I feel like there's some chains of logic missing there. Like, it's not so much that you don't drink red tea because you can't see it, but because you don't like tea. You drink coffee. Yeah. Honestly, someone should, like, dye his entire vat of coffee red and just see what happens. See how fucked he gets. Like, he'll know it's coffee, but, like, if we just tell him, like, okay, so, cause someone keeps sliding those cups over for him one moment. I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe the prosecutor Godot is the murderer. But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. There, I wanted them to quiet down. Need the peanut gallery to quiet down. Like, he's got an assistant. He, like, absolutely has an assistant. You know, his legal aid is handing him cups of coffee during you know, and brewing it. So if the legal aid dyes the coffee red, Godot will have no clue how much he's actually drinking. You know, he'll just judge it by the number of cups. You know. Yeah. Godot's assistant does coffee, and that's also why we don't ever see Godot's assistant, because Godot's assistant is constantly running in and out. Yes, and plays the sax. But Godot's assistant is constantly running in and out to get more coffee. Edgeworth doesn't have an assistant. Edgeworth is like that, and Francisca's is cowering behind the stand. You know, Francisca's there. She's just, you know, yeah. Okay, you're right. Obviously, the music major does know how to, you know, does play coffee. Mr. Godot, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Denim, also known as Miss Misty Fay. Miss Misty Fay. It's hard to believe this may be true, however. Once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment. Red ink cramps. Come on. How does the little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there. I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red. Mrs. Rich, do go on, try. The answer's right there at the crime scene. In the snow. The snow? How so? Well, for example, why did this killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If you wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take out just that area? Yes, why didn't he take just that area? Ah, could it be? Once again, red on white. Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow. And so he had to remove all of the snow. All of it. Honestly, kind of arbitrary that he only removed, like, that square of it, though. Like, he had to remove all of the snow, including the snow behind the stone pillar, but not all the snow leading up through the gate into the garden. I feel like there's a logical problem with that. Like, if it's because you can't tell what is and isn't covered in blood, I think the fact that there was a solid object in the way means you don't got it. You didn't have to do that bit back there. I feel like, but you didn't get enough to come in this way, you know? Yeah, red bloodbath in just that square. Couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. Yeah, and isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? Lit the torches, bro. Not a chance. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine. It seems that once again this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Godot? Oh, wait just a minute. Maya? Oh, what is it, witness? Mr. Godot isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the Inner Temple till 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up. Maya? You can testify to something like that? Or you can't testify to something like that. Why? What do you mean? I mean, after the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't... I'm afraid I didn't follow. Yeah, are you senile, old man? We established this just a little while ago. Dahlia was in her body. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, that's right. Please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me. Do you plan to cover for Godot no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. You're right, we have established that the judge is a little senile, so... Huh. Nicely done, Trite. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the Inner Temple after the murder. Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearlie was there at the Inner Temple, too. Pearlie was stuck in the Inner Temple side that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time. He found Pearlie first and cheered her right up. Pearlie. Yeah, fair. Who's this Pearlie? That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye. So when did you hear about this? Oh, just a while ago when I was in the medical office. I'm terribly sorry, but what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. What? Come on. Pearlie would never tell a lie. Yeah, honestly, not admissible, but also wild that the judge is actually, like, calling her on that. Like, that judge never cares about what's actually technically legal. Once again, we are accusing the prosecutor of being a murderer, and we're just letting him continue prosecute. Like, I think the second you accuse a guy, I don't think, you know, I feel like there's something there. Plus, the fact that this case has had 2 defendants and 2 prosecutors, and honestly, these cases are all just... Show me a Phoenix Wright case, and I'll show you a case that should have been and should have ended in a mistrial every time. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best thing to say when you're under oath. Huh. Prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. Mr. Godot? Let's just move on to the cross-examination. The defense has no objections. This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started. Okay. Honestly, that has happened, I believe. Well, all those pieces have happened. I don't think it all happened at once. Yeah. Yeah, correct cross for this examination. Pearlie was also stuck on the inner temple side that night. Next morning, she looked around, couldn't find anyone. Let's ask about Godot. So it was your first time in your temple side, Mr. Godot? That's funny. I might imagine things, but the defense asked me a question. Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor. Touché, Mr. Wright. Oh well. What do you have to say, Mr. Godot? 6. Hot nights, and even hotter coffee, that's what I always say. If it hadn't have been for this case, I never would have visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains? I think I'll pass. So he had never visited Hazuko Temple or the Inner Temple, huh? You want to say something, Trite? In any case, I have to find a crack in Godot's armor. Well, I cross-examined Maya, that is. Advert... Damn. Please go on. Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right? Yes. Then, Mr. Godot... No? Fuck it, I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm losing. I'm gonna have to skim a little bit. I'm sorry. There. Okay, actually I might need to stop. I don't know why, something just hit me like a few minutes ago. I thought I could power through it, but I was losing focus. No, I gotta finish this. I really gotta finish this. Yeah, I'm not hurting myself, but, like, I really need to finish this case, and I don't think we're gonna do Legos, though, after it. Something's hitting me, and I'm losing focus. I've been losing focus, I'll admit, but, like... No, I already pressed on this. Where am I? Okay, there. Yeah, sorry, no, but I think I can, I'm sorry, it's about the scroll, I can't, I need to finish this, but no, I'm not okay. But I'm not, like, dying, okay? So, like, I'll be fine, yeah, Master Mark, okay. Mark, guess that it was a picture Misty found there. Just gonna describe what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb. Yeah. You couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. She could on the day of the murder. You were hiding at the inner temple long before the crime took place. I think I'm back. 8. Thank you. I think my brain's focusing back in a little bit. I just completely lost it for a couple minutes, and I tried supplementing that. I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed. That's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene. Of course, Mr. Go knew about the plan. Huh? What did you say? The ads hurt me. The ads physically hurt me. Did you know that plan? Fuck. I mean, the letter, right? Honestly, aren't letters, like, checked? Like, you can't just send a letter from prison and it not be, like, checked, right? So, like, it's gotta be letter, right? Oh, opened once before. Either win or I die, right? This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Manor for a year. Oh yeah, they were hidden in the Manor for a year. They weren't sent. God. Well, I still look my way. Honestly, them being written down was all I had. You know, that was enough for me. Instructions were hidden somewhere in the Fey Manor for a year. However, by the time the little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes. The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple. And he still insists this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. But you just said that the instructions were hidden. That's right. Mr. Ghetto couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes, and when was that? During a visit. A visit? Morgan Fay told Dollar Pearl about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. Oh, okay. Fair. Yes, that... Again, they do screen those. Or they watch those. There's a camera right there, okay? Be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center? Yeah. Okay, sure. Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot. Mr. Godot, you're under fire again. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you... You were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. 9? Humans are afraid of the dark, and yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. according to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness. That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. Got no reason to go through the kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. Killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs. I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick? Revenge. No, it's less revenge and more because of, you know, he used to work with Mia. Guess you're doing your best to cover for Godot. For the same reason, huh? Okay, Trite. I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. Well, what's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. Yeah. There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister. Mia Fey. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Go is a defense attorney. Was. Honestly, I don't know if he's actually legally a prosecutor, but no one's called him on that in a year. So, yeah, you know. With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godot, his real name is Diego Armando, isn't that right? I was gonna do the psych. I'm Diego's twin brother. Last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Okay, same person, yes. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. Should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was the heartless, scheming demoness in disguise, but in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her, Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself. Mia, you can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Is Godot about to start bawling? I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients, that pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Me and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. Ah, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned! 10. Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my mug. Coffee. Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official reports ever actually called it a murder. Are you serious right now? You weren't actually dead? That's the line we're going with? We've gone 4 cases now talking about the death of Diego Armando. In some way it's been mentioned. Basically every case. Alright, you know what? Fine. I was just in a deep, deep coma. Okay, well. I'll accept that. I see. My body shut down. My life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all of my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. Hair turned white because of poison? Okay. That's terrible. Apparently it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. Took them 5 years for a doctor to have coffee around him? 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years? And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I'd already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. Loved? Okay. And the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed? The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee. Dahlia Hawthorne. Huh. Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up. That's so sad. For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? The first was you, Trite. Huh? Me? If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her, but you let her die. It's all your fault. Bro, it wasn't like that. I want to see for myself what kind of a man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor. My other reason for living, she goes by the name of Mia Fey. Huh? You mean me? You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. Gotta save Maya one time. 1 year ago when the Crane Village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center. I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices. Accomplices? Iris of Hazakir Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey. But how did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes. What? What do you mean, officially? What do you mean, officially? 11, right? You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said the Master Crane had great authority. Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor. So my mother was cooperating with you? Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you. She was always... That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. You want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was? Look at her staff. Her staff? One with the sword in it? The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakir Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fey if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price. Mother. That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearls, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. Well, Pearl, what are you gonna do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. Okay, well... Godot, Iris, and Mia and Maya's mother being in cahoots on this one was not on my bingo card either. thought it could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up. She was worried and followed me to the inner temple. That was the thing we were most afraid of. And that's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body. What? What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master Crane, Misty Faye's power was supreme. So that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to. Honestly, yeah. How deep? What? Is that true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple, just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne. Good-o. Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to, Trite. There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney, but you're going to have to do the rest yourself. The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Miss Wright. Who killed the victim? Did she stab herself? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Faye, and I'm sad to say you, Mr. Godot. 12. Right? Well, Trite, if you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own. No, Nick. Please don't. Maya, I heard the whole thing from my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godot. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect me and me too. Maya, I know that. Nick. Yeah. Fair. But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Wait, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips. I understand. Sure, you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. Alright, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights, 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the end behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. These red lights, I thought you said you don't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden. Huh. Things break, Trite. Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? Looks like you still can't prove it. Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. See, yep. Just before. What do you mean by just at that moment? Ghost possession, revenge, suicide? What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. What? So then that scream came from the killer. gotta be it. I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. And the killer let out a scream of pain, huh? After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow. I guess. Well, Mr. Wright, seems to make sense to me. No. Dagger. Stab. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. Yep, self-defense, yay. That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct. Oh, Judge, oh no. Don't tell us that. Remember the testimony she just gave before the killer let out a scream? Maya said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Ah, is that right? She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Trite. There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as a weapon here. Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff. What could she... Dagger. Take that! Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. His dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree. Honestly, I've been flirting with death for too long. Stuck in a pine tree? Yes. Detective found that this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this. Objection! Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been from the victim. I've forgotten that the blood had already been tested. Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. Ah, once again, we're finding wounds on people's bodies. Saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godot, it would prove that it's your blood. 13. 13. Nice theory, Trey. Order in the court. Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. His blood's just like 80% coffee, can't actually be DNA tested. Let me ask you something, Trey. Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Yes, well, if I were really the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it. It can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Trey. That blood doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. What? In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then. Witness, continue your well. Wait a minute. What's the problem? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation. Maya, this dagger, you said that it wounded the killer. That's right. But, if Mr. Godot had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes would be bloody or have a rip in them, right? Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes. That'd solve the contradiction pretty easily. What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder? Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. Ah, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed, the police headed for the inner temple. Sko was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes. Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him. But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? Judge just take smart pills during the last recess? There. Well, then maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get any blood on them.
Objection!
That's impossible, Trite. You know how cold it gets up there late at night. After a few minutes with no clothing on, you'd be frozen solid. Ah. Huh. So that's all you've got? I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. If Mia Fey were here. So come on, Trite. Can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godot of being the killer, but can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence? Question isn't whether I can prove it or not. Fact is, I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. Yeah, I'll bring a change of clothes if I can prove it. I'm gonna bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition just as you want it. Huh. That's good. Fighter to the bitter end, right? Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point. Why don't we go for the unlimited penalty? Trying to pressure me, Mr. Godot? Because it doesn't matter to me, I've got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break, you've got nothing, right? So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. Gotta think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright then, Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But you said it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a bloodstain on his clothing. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. What do you say? Hidden? Under the visor? He was stabbed in the eye. Sit, my last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothes. I need to show how he hid the wound. It's the end of the line. Final stop, right? Let's hear what you got. I don't got his visor in... Okay, Prosecutor Stride Mystery, he seems to know me something. It doesn't mention the visor, but I guess... Just present his This is lazy. This is lazy. Please work, please work, please work, please work.
Take that!
Huh. I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right, Trite? What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him. Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. So, can we use that as Phoenix Wright as an egg evidence? Because I'm going to. It's beneath your mask. During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Godot, would you mind removing your mask? You have a dagger wound under there somewhere. Then I'd say this whole case is solved. Egg right. Oh! Okay. $14. I think he just exploded, yeah. Hey, Godot, you know you're not supposed to do that in the courtroom, alright? Saw our spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago. You helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. Fair. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I can never forgive you. That's what I thought. Mr. Godot. But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was me. You yourself? I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth to escape from the harshness of reality. Just couldn't face Mia's death. Head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name. Couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But you saved Maya. Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway. What do you mean? Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you. And there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick? But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help if I ever seen your mother. But I closed my eyes to the most important man of all. Do you know why? The real reason? No, why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Mia. No, he's right. He is right. He could have stopped this all by just, you know, not letting Maya go there, or burning the letter entirely, not letting Pearl get a hold of it at all, you know? Put your life on the line to save Maya. Wrong. I was just Phoenix. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette. Part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. Could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up that blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. A stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Godot. I think you already know this, but if you don't... Oh, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me. Oh, well. Bleeding. Damn. Thanks. Your wound. It's bleeding. Huh. Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. No, you can't say... No, you can't... This must be my tears. So he's bawling. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma. I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando. You'd do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant? Yes, Your Honor. Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body in the crime scene is a serious offense in itself. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway. Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say? Well, there is one thing I'd like to say, something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you. Apologize to me? For what? For the case 5 years ago, of course. Just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other. What do you mean? You and my sister. You only met twice. Huh? We only met twice? First time you met was on that fateful day. You dated Iris the entire time? The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole her cold medicine. Okay. And Doug Swallow was killed. No way. It can't be true. I mean, during a whole relationship, we were... For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister. Phoenix dated Okay, y'all need to stop with these twists. Phoenix dated Iris for 8 months? Come on. I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny. Too twisty. You mean... That's right. I lied to you for 8 months. But why? Why would you do such a thing? Ever since she gave you the bottle date, my sister was trying to get back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and the surveillance, she couldn't move about freely. So that's why my sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst. Prepared for the worst? She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice. You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you? She already had so much to answer for, I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance. And that's why you came to me. Came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place. But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed, and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened. That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you. I think she must have noticed. Not noticed what? My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her, even if it meant her life or mine. Iris? After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings toward you, they changed. Aww. Well, to jail with you. We will never hear from her again. I have something to say to you, too. Yes? You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. Aww. Thank you. $14, $15, $15, $16, $15, $16. God. How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Before you even taste it. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? Whoa! Where'd you get the cup of coffee? And one for Phoenix. Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, at least in him. At some point, I expect you'll be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case. I understand, Your Honor. Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant. One of those mugs was poisoned. There. Court is now adjourned. wrap up quickly, please, game. Yeah, how kind. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended was justice really served. The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course justice was served. Mia, I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But I couldn't save Mr. Armando, the man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible. You mean with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You're as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Mia, you've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia, I'm sure we'll meet again someday, Phoenix. I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer. Nick? Maya? I guess it's just like my sis said. Mia? What did she say? That night, when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But, come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see my sister? Can't you see me? Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick. How can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? We were brutally attacked, you even saw your mother murdered. Oh, hey, Francisca. Still a softie as always, Phoenix, right? Excellent work, right? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? When did you get back? Oh, that's right, I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Francisca have actually been here helping me. Helping you? These two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial. The defense wouldn't have gone anywhere. Wow, but where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold which forced him to sleep all day. Yeah. He laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ow. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too, Francisca. I don't suppose... Ah, Larry. I don't suppose there's room for me in this group hug, is there? Oh, Larry. What's with the, longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never any use to anyone, not anymore. That's not true, right, Nick? What? You're asking me. Well, Nick, is it true? Got a place in this world, right? Huh? Yeah, of course. No. Oh yeah, those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Yeah. Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy? Oh, well... Yes, indeed, I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance. Do you really mean it? What about you, Frenzy? Did I draw you well, too? My beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon. There. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something. So then you'll do it, like you promised? You're gonna model... Oh, don't get carried away. Don't ask her to model. Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. Painting a pro was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls, where could she have gone? Almost she would have made a beeline for Maya. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly. Right? Seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. Yeah. Expect you're wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that has happened. Yeah. To be honest, I can't understand it either. Francisca, that's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean by, now is exactly the time? Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Yeah, Pearls. Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too. Ah! And tell me, Phoenix Wright, who is Maya Fey being strong for?
Take that!
Pearl Fey. The poor kid, after all. Oh, sorry. It's because she loved and beloved in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. Shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again. Oh, not Gumshoe. Oh, hey, so this is where you all were. Oh, yeah, I don't want to. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Get on. I need. Oh. You know this. Congrats on the win. Let's get dinner tonight. And Sally's just kind of gone down a teeny whip. Okay, yeah, another made reservations. First class French restaurant tonight. No. No. Pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward. That Gumshoe, you said a first class team. Très bien, where else? Ugh, I knew it. We're doomed. Now let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, crybaby, you're invited too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser's shack eating potatoes. You know Maya's taking off a long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya, what's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Really, I can't find her anywhere. Huh? But she just went back home, that's all. Thought so too, so I called the village. No one has heard from her. This never happened before. As I figured, she has been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for this tragedy that has befallen you, Maya. But none of this was her fault. What should I do? Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, what is it, pal? Could you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Maya and I we'll join you guys once we find pearls. Nick, don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. Ah. Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead. Don't keep us waiting. No, pearls. Okay, let's go. Let's go and find pearls. And then end the game immediately. Oh, she made it all the way. Hazakura? Okay. Very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're all back again so soon? Is this Spaghetti? Thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone together. So she's here. Pearlie's here? She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Okay. Pearlie's not here. Ah, Maya, the hanging scroll. Ah, been cleaned off. Nice. Someone cleaned it off. It's gotta be Pearl's. Ah, Mystic Maya. Pearlie? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya. I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again, because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother, that's why you came here. It's the least I could do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearlie. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother's gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really, it's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya, I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini, your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Crane, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya's always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die. Literally. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die. That's the master's talisman. You know, that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents. That's a photo. Ah, mother. It's only natural for living creatures to protect their own lives, but what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Oh, that vase has gotten broken so many times. Even the battle's over, the bonds that connect us are severed. We always return time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. This is a day to remember. A day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. But I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Okay. Alright, I'm going to make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise. I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. Yeah, that's what I mean myself. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 for when you come back. Alright. We're gonna have a great feast day, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mr. Kaya. I ate lots and lots of food tonight. You know, there's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but what is it, Nick? Reservations for training is fine and all, but why for 3? Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us. No. Be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you. Huh? It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do this special course naturally. Huh? It's a great idea after all, Mr. Nick. You'd do anything for Mr. Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time, right, Nick? You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing. Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it. I'm getting goosebumps, too. Well then, here goes nothing.
Objection!
Hey, VGA. Actually, no, it's time for your favorite Himbo Lawyer game to end. It's not Himbo Lawyer game time. It's Himbo Lawyer game end. But hey, welcome. Hi, Lion. No. Well, thanks for the sub conversion. So technically, oh yeah, text. I forgot that there's text in the credits. There's a Legend Extra special Ultra course here too. Oh no, hell no. I think I'll surprise the 2 of them by making them a secret reservation. No, pearls. Yeah, I will be playing more of the Phoenix Wright games, but not right away. Also, I would have time to do a Lego set for build day, but I'm not feeling good. In fact, I'm barely sitting upright, I think, right now. We did it! We saved the game! I think Godot should just keep going by Godot. Honestly, Godot is cool. Thanks to you, the Treasure Crane exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I hadn't seen for almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip and said that I must show you what I've learned. Okay. Girl dot. Fair. Girl do. Desi and I started a company called Star to Mask Consulting. We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all the criminals in the city. Our motto is, cut it out, please. Pretty please, huh? Well, we also sell plans to the criminals as a kind of side business. I wonder if that's okay? Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals? Nah, y'all. You're doing good. Ooh, we did it. I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tigre. So I lent him $500,000 in a tea set, a special thick tea one I mixed with my own 2 hands. And your own blood? But he's drinking it now. Waiting through compromise. Just old and in the way. A wrinkly, grumpy clown. Nose wasted of flesh, at least that's what I thought. Oh, that last one was, that was... God, what was her name? Violet DeCorpse, I think was her name. The daughter of a mob boss. Yes, she is goth. We're hiring a new programmer to replace Glenell. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adam Mata. As another. Okay. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. Okay, so fine. The whole palindromic name thing. That's just how she hires. Okay. My. More reporters. Since the murder, we've made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think the magazine's, like, I can hardly wait for Iris to come back. Of course, I was happy that you constantly felt like kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed. I wasn't at all paying attention to that. Whoops.
Objection!
Hey!
Objection! Objection! Objection!
Hey, Godot. And one coffee for Godot in the credits. Let's mark him down for another one.
Objection!
Ah, Winston, of course. I forgot about you. Oh, hi, Wendy. What's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation and no one is here to greet me? I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit and now I've got no one. What kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? Well, with all the flashing lights and switches, I feel like some sort of space alien. And now, what am I going to do with all these macadamia nuts? I'm going to bring over to Edgy Poo, blah, blah, blah. Can't accept this. I'm afraid. Oh. Finally found something I love to do. Francie's whippity whip trip is gonna turn the art. Okay, should realize it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all. Aww. Family portrait. And gumshoe. Actually, if Larry drew that, then yeah, actually no, he's pretty good. All right. That's the end of the first Phoenix Wright trilogy. Thank y'all. I am sorry that I am low-key dying over here. Yeah, so, well, I mean, actually, it's too early for me to go to bed. I just need to lie down, though, and probably get something. Yeah. It's not been a good weekend. I mean, it has, but it also hasn't. Point is, yes, thank you all for hanging out. Remember to follow, subscribe, join Discord, or you watch these things in the YouTubes. I'll see y'all Wednesday for Spirit Fair, and then we got more Silk Song on Sunday. Next Monday we'll be doing the Legos that we're supposed to do this week, and one more hydrate. So since it does look like Lan is streaming, I'm gonna drop y'all off with yeah. I hope I feel better also. Also, Lan, I thought you just kind of dropped in to say hi right before starting to stream, but no, you're actively in my chat. What are you doing? Aren't you streaming right now? Aren't you literally streaming right this moment? But yeah, no. Well, we're going right over. Advance. All right. All right. I'm dropping you off with Lan. Be good. I'll see y'all when I see y'all, though. All right. Bye.